The world would not be able to function if every living thing required a constant supply of water. Thankfully, that's just not the case. Some creatures like us can go for a while without water, but there are even some that can live indefinitely without ever taking a sip. Here are some animals that can survive without water for a very long time. Thorny devil. The thorny devil lizard found in the arid regions of southern Australia is one of the most fascinating examples of an animal that doesn't need to drink water. Lizards are cold-blooded animals whose body temperature fluctuates depending on the environment. They rely heavily on external sources of heat to regulate their body temperature and drive essential biological processes. Normally, they could get away with this strategy because they live among plants and other environmental elements that allow them to maintain proper hydration levels. However, when there is almost no water around, things get difficult. In such circumstances, the thorny devil uses a technique called capillary action to absorb water. In simple terms, capillary action describes how liquids flow in narrow spaces against gravity. When the atmosphere heats up, the water in the soil evaporates and rises through tiny gaps in the soil particles until it reaches the surface. The humid air rises over the plant leaves and eventually condenses into dew. But these lizards don't wait for dew to appear. Instead, they actively seek out dry soil and bury themselves in it. Their bodies absorb the hidden moisture, and after a few hours, they emerge looking refreshed. What makes this possible is a network of capillary channels on the horny devil's skin. These microscopic channels are everywhere on the lizard's head, back and sides, but they are especially dense around the mouth. Once absorbed, the water is directed to the mouth by tiny grooves on the scales. Camels. Although camels can survive for a long time without water, they don't store water in their humps, contrary to popular belief. Instead, their humps store fat that can be used for energy. Camels have special adaptations that allow them to endure long periods without water, such as the ability to tolerate significant fluctuations in body temperature and the capacity to endure dehydration. During dry spells, they must be careful not to waste water. Even a slight drop of water can come in handy for these mammals, since it can be reabsorbed into their bodies. They are also capable of excreting extremely concentrated urine to reduce water loss. Camels have several strategies to obtain water. They can consume water plants, such as the pods of the acacia tree, which have a high water content. They can also get water from metabolizing fat in their humps. However, one of the most important factors contributing to their survival without water is their ability to conserve energy. Camels have adapted to harsh desert conditions and have developed mechanisms to avoid overheating. One of the unique features of camels is their ability to maintain a high body temperature. They can tolerate a higher temperature range than many other mammals. During the day when temperatures soar, their internal body temperature can rise to around 41 degrees Celsius or 106 degrees Fahrenheit, much higher than the typical 38 degrees Celsius or 100 degrees Fahrenheit for humans. This allows them to reduce sweating, minimizing water loss. At night, the cold desert air cools the camel's nasal passages. Moisture in the exhaled breath condenses inside the nose and is reabsorbed. The long, curved nasal passages of camels help conserve up to 60% of moisture lost during exhalation. Gazelle. The gazelle, a medium-sized antelope found in open grasslands and deserts of Africa and Asia, is well known for its speed and agility. But it has another trick up its sleeve that helps it survive in dry conditions: the ability to slow down its metabolism. This adaptation becomes crucial when water is scarce, as it reduces the amount of water needed for basic life functions. In dry seasons, gazelles living in the Arabian desert can reduce their body's oxygen demand by shrinking the size of their heart and liver by 20–45%. By doing so, they decrease the amount of water lost through respiration. A smaller heart means fewer red blood cells, which in turn reduces the amount of oxygen carried by the blood. As a result, the body needs less energy, leading to slower breathing. When breathing slows down, water loss through the lungs decreases, helping the gazelle conserve precious fluids. Similarly, shrinking the liver reduces the metabolic rate and decreases water loss. So basically, when there is little water available, the gazelle slows down its metabolism and conserves energy. This means that it will move less, eat less, and generally be less active. This helps to reduce the amount of water it loses through evaporation and exhalation, allowing it to survive for longer periods without water. This amazing adaptation helps gazelles thrive in some of the harshest environments on Earth. Desert tortoise. Some desert tortoises in the Mojave and Sonoran deserts of North America have large bladders. This allows them to store a lot of urine, which they can then absorb and rehydrate from. In times of drought, they can go without drinking water for a year or more. Desert tortoises are well adapted to living in the desert. In addition to their ability to absorb water from their own urine, they also have several other adaptations that help them survive in dry conditions. For example, they can reduce the amount of water they lose through their skin by producing a sticky, slimy substance that covers their body and prevents water from evaporating off them. They also have the ability to regulate their body temperature, which helps them avoid overheating in the desert heat. Desert tortoises typically live in burrows that they dig themselves. These burrows provide a cool, moist environment that helps the tortoises conserve water. The burrows also protect them from predators and the harsh desert sun. Desert tortoises play an important role in their ecosystem. They are considered a keystone species because their burrowing activities help create habitats for other animals. Their diet consists mainly of desert plants, and they are particularly fond of the prickly pear cactus. They use their strong jaws and powerful teeth to cut through the spines of the cactus and eat the soft, juicy flesh inside. Overall, desert tortoises are truly remarkable creatures that have adapted to survive in one of the most challenging environments on Earth. Their ability to absorb water from their own urine is just one of their many amazing adaptations that allow them to thrive in the desert. Kangaroo rat. One of the most incredible examples of animals that can go without water is the kangaroo rat, which lives in the dry regions of western United States. These small rodents have unique adaptations that allow them to survive in extremely dry environments without ever needing to drink water. One of the key adaptations of the kangaroo rat is its ability to extract water from the seeds it eats. When they eat, they basically drink the juice that is released from the seed, and that provides them with enough water to stay hydrated. Another way that kangaroo rats conserve water is by reducing their metabolic rate. This decreases water loss through the skin and respiration. Kangaroo rats also produce very concentrated urine, which helps them to hold on to water. The kangaroo rat's ability to survive without water is truly remarkable, and it serves as an example of the incredible adaptations that animals have developed to survive in harsh environments. Water-holding frog. In Australia's arid interior, a small frog known as the water-holding frog can survive without water for extended periods. During dry seasons, these frogs secrete a waterproof mucus cocoon to retain body moisture. They then estivate underground, waiting for the rainy season. This ability to enter a state of dormancy during dry periods allows them to survive in harsh conditions. The water-holding frog can survive 2 years or more thanks to fluids stored in its bladder. Their survival strategy involves sealing off their body with a mucus cocoon that prevents water loss during estivation. So there you have it, a diverse group of animals from lizards to frogs, all showcasing incredible adaptations that enable them to thrive in water-scarce environments. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and comment below. Also, make sure to subscribe for more informative videos like this one. Thanks for watching.